Hey guys, so this is a new Friday vlog video. So I think this one now makes number 7. So this is a new Friday vlog video for Friday, August 10th, 2012. And this vlog video, as y'all might have just saw from behind me, it's going to be on hummingbirds. This just be on how to attract hummingbirds in your yard, and also how to even maintain your hummingbird feeder, which they're actually pretty easy. And so, see here, got this one of our cannas right here. Here's probably our best looking canna right here by far, all nice and red. Now the most common colors where hummingbirds are attracted to are red. See, that's why like the majority of all the hummingbird feeders that you see, they're red. And just on any plants that have red on them, they're attracted to them. So that's definitely one way that can attract hummingbirds. Like for instance, these cannas here are one of the plants that will attract them. There's also a type of bush that's called a hummingbird bush. I don't know too much about them, but I do hear that they are heat tolerant too. Now I hear with those, they can definitely attract a lot of hummingbirds on them. And now when you're looking for a feeder, I would probably get maybe a good feeder kind of like with this one here. The nice thing about with this one here, it's got bee guards on it, just to help keep any bees or wasps from getting from inside the feeder too. Now there are a little device they can put up above the feeder that's called an ant guard, just to keep ants away from the feeder, which ants can also be a pest to hummingbird feeders. So yeah, and usually for every 2 to 3 days you should always clean up your feeder, because the hummingbird food from inside the feeder, probably for maybe 2 to 3 days, it'll start to spoil, and it wouldn't be too good for the birds. So in some future videos I will do a video on how to actually clean up hummingbird feeder. I had to get some kind of little brush to maybe just scrub in there, but just on cleaning them, they're real easy. Now I don't use soap, I only use just water and vinegar. I don't know why it's recommended to use vinegar. I found that out on the Lowe's website. And so yeah. Now as for actual hummingbird stuff to put in for your feeder, now is it really necessary to really have a red food coloring in them? Well, the answer to that is no, it's not really necessary to. And now I got a wasp that's kind of flying around my feeder. Those are usually one of the most common pests on a hummingbird feeder. But yeah, they're so annoying. Now as for, yeah, you can actually make your very own hummingbird food. All you just need is just water and sugar. So you just mix it up at a 4-to-1 ratio. So like 4 parts water and to 1 part sugar. So that would translate into 4 cups of water. You use hot water, and then 1 cup of sugar. The reason why I'm using hot water is that the hot water will dissolve the sugar in it. And And so, like I had said, it's not necessary to put in any red food coloring. Just the red on the feeder is actually good enough, and also some of the red on your plants too. That's just good enough to attract hummingbirds. And also, as far as like when you're buying a feeder, as far as putting them at a spot in your yard, well, a good spot to put it is in your tree. It's usually best to keep the feeder in the shade as much as possible, just so that way that the food in the feeder, it won't spoil a lot quicker. So it's much better in the shade. That way it'll be a lot cooler, and the stuff in the feeder will last a lot longer. Now, if you want to be able to actually see them, you can just have the feeder over to your house, have it out near a window, but make sure that you have the feeder about 2 to 3 feet away from the window, just so that way they won't start crashing into your window, and which can injure the bird. And so, yeah. So this is probably the best spot that I've put my feeder at. I have it right here in front of our kitchen window. Now, first, I originally had planned to put the feeder right over here, right underneath our satellite dish, but it didn't quite work out as well as I expected it to. I did get one hummingbird to come to the feeder, but the feeder was just in the sun, and I had ants all over it. See, also my mother had even suggested to hook it up on that one limb on our tree, and that didn't quite work out as well either. I still had ants all over my feeder, and I never did have any hummingbirds come to my feeder. And so I decided to stick it right here, right in front of our kitchen window, and this has probably been by far the best spot on putting the hummingbird feeder at. And so far I've had a total of 2 hummingbirds that came to the feeder. I spotted 2 of them yesterday, but one of the birds was already at the feeder and it chased away the other bird, which I thought was pretty awesome though. See, this morning there was a bird at the feeder, and I actually saw it actually stick its beak into the cannas too. So yeah, they are attracted to cannas or any other plants that have red on them, because they are attracted to red. And so that's all I could really think of on attracting hummingbirds in your yard. So I've been doing this now for about I think for 2 weeks now, and so I can't think of nothing else. So I think this will do it for this week's vlog video. So hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I will see y'all next Friday. So thanks for watching.